I'm Rick Bright. I've been here in Eureka Springs for 5 years now. I have 3 businesses here. I have a bed and breakfast, a tourist lodging, and a wedding business. I have my life savings invested in this city. And I grew up in Kansas, from the flatlands to the hills. This place is beautiful. I want to keep it that way. Upon arriving in Eureka Springs, I volunteered at the Chamber of Commerce for 1 year. Then I was employed by the Chamber of Commerce for 2 years. I am a member of the Preservation Society here in Eureka Springs. I'm the president of the local Bed and Breakfast Association here in Eureka Springs. And I just believe that I can help the city out if we all just work together across the table and get along.
All right. Ms. Buchanan, 60 seconds.
Hello, Charlotte Buchanan's my name, town wrangling's my game, and this is the 3rd town I've wrangled, starting with Moscow, Idaho in the 80s, Seattle, the Fremont District in the 90s, and moving here I wanted to keep the status quo. I have 26 years in downtown revitalization and community revitalization. I've been a store owner for 21 years. I understand how scared people can be being a shopkeeper on your own. I'm a 4-time Ticketmaster Award winner from Seattle. I have a very symbolic marathon run where I have to win your respect to build on the small successes we have, like the outdoor cinema, the Sunday market, the artery. And I do what I say I'm going to do, and I always follow through. And I'm also a Montessori teacher, and I use it on big people.
All right. Now, the first question that is asked, and again, it will go first to Mr. Bright, and that is, what do you think is the most important issue facing the community today, and why?
Overall, we have a lot of major issues going on right now, but I think in order to cover all the issues that we have, this city's got to make a plan. It's got to have at least a 5-year plan. We have residents here that don't have the sewer and water to their houses. We have a sewer plant that's polluting our creek, which is running right down into our beautiful lake. We've got to get a handle on the CAPC problem. This is a tourism town. We really need that tourism money. If that tax is voted out, it's going to be really hard to sit on this council. And, you know, all the departments have had to cut their budgets in the past year. If we have to take on all the extra burden of the CAPC's debt with the auditorium and cleaning the bathrooms and all, you know, it's just going to be really hard on the council and on the citizens of Eureka Springs.
All right. Ms. Buchanan, 90 seconds.
I feel that one of the problems is the lack of consistency in government and the lack of transparency, which creates apathy and hopelessness in a lot of our citizens. I have a very unique skill as a town wrangler, and I understand that we're all worried about protecting our investment, whether you're building an empire or you've sacrificed your money for the quality of life to live here. We all need to be invested in this town, and without drawing lines and creating segregation. And I think I can bring to the table joy and collaboration. I think that we've seen that in the outdoor cinema with multi-generational projects. And I look forward to working on a vision plan. And I have done this over and over again in my tenure, each decade, is look to the future and look to the youth that are coming up after us.
All right. Second question. This also has 90-second response time. And again, to you, Mr. Bright, first. What will be the first ordinance you will try to pass as an alderman in 2007, and why?
I will not be bringing an ordinance to the table when I take office. I don't have an agenda that I'm trying to bring forth. You know, I'm sure there's going to be ordinances brought before us once we're sitting on council, but I don't have any planned ahead that I'm going to try to push through once I am elected on the council.
All right, Ms. Buchanan.
I agree with Rick. I'm not coming with an agenda. In fact, I really don't know what we're getting into, Rick. He's my neighbor. Basically, it's important to listen to the voice of the people, but one thing I do want is making this a lean, mean machine, that there's consistency in government. I think that's the number one thing, is the consistency in government. And also, as an event producer, is inform, 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 and hit every mark you can. And I believe in a database that we can put together that goes out citizen to citizen, so you know that there's a public works planning meeting or a CAPC meeting or whatever meeting it is, that you'll know and you'll put your voice to it. And I think if we restore that joy, we will have the citizen input again and make informed decisions. But again, it's consistency in government and that transparency that I think is so important. And also have a fantasy one. It's the knock-knock rule. It's that you would have to knock on your neighbor's door, cut the gossip, go ask your neighbor. Or if you need to rat them out, you have to knock on their door first before you call the police. Thank you.
All right. Next comes the cold question. So if you ever wanted to know what neighbors would ask each other in a sealed envelope, here we go. This is first from Charlotte to you, Rick, and the question reads, I don't know my opponent very well or what his positions are for the community. So my question is, if you had been serving on the city council, what were the two most important votes in the past 12 months?
Well, one would definitely be the budget. I guess the next one would be on the probably on the fire department building. You know, we have to stand behind our fire department, our ambulance department. These people work hard for our city to protect us, and we just have to. Nobody likes cost overruns, but it has to be taken care of, and we have to keep our equipment protected.
All right, and this is the question that was offered from Mr. Bright to Ms. Buchanan. If the 2% tax is voted out, what is your plan to fund our festivals, auditorium, and city promotion?
Well, I am kind of a living example of creating and getting on without the CAPC. I, again, will support what the people say, but are we going to crumble if it's voted out, or are we going to dig in? I mean, like any business, what I found when times got hard, it was time where I better come up with another promotion. And you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't get the bang for the buck and you're not hitting your marked time, that, you know, it doesn't matter if you have $1 zillion. So I feel that you know, it gets down to, I look at Eureka, I talked to the guys from Eureka Streams today, 1.3 million hits to their website. 1.3 million. They're marketing to the young generation like Patrick. They're hitting MySpace. I just feel like we need leadership to be shown in whatever happens.
All right, now 60 seconds to tell us why.